my friend, my brother from another mother, my sister from another mister. Hello, welcome. My name is Rusty Humphries. This is the Rusty Humphries Rebellion. All right. Tonight we're going to play You Make the Call. I'm going to play a video clip, and I'm going to get your take on if you think this guy was doing the right thing or if he was a jackass. Jackass. Before that, though, if you'd do me a favor and check in right now. Let me know who you are, where you're deplorable from. I want to say hi to you. Today's show is powered by the nice folks at Right Wing News. Also, you can catch us with the wonderful people at LibertyOneTV.com. If you haven't been there, well, golly jeepers, you're missing out. Share the video, share the video, share the video. Oh, Jack is watching. Jessica checking in, saying, love your podcast. Well, Jessica, love you right back. Mitchell's there. Hey now, he says. Hey now, Mitchell. Jonathan's there. So check in, let us know who you are, where you're deplorable from. Tonight's program is being sponsored by the nice folks at Virtual Shield. All you got to do is go to virtualshield.com/Rusty and see what a virtual private network can do for you. Make sure that those big data companies aren't ripping off your browsing history and selling them to somebody. You don't want that happening. And then the other thing is, if you or anybody that you know, and I know this is a subject that nobody wants to talk about. Oh, it's the worst. But mortgage protection insurance or life insurance, I don't want to talk about that. Well, like my good friend Danica Patrick says, it's time to get financially fit. Part of being healthy and fit means reducing stress. Having life insurance as part of your financial fitness plan eliminates a major source of stress instantly. Just don't procrastinate. It's time to get her done. And you can get her done with me and some of my team members at the Humphries Group. Now, before I get into the program, so what I'm doing is telling people, hey, if you've ever thought, most people don't know what they have, and it's great to have a professional, somebody who knows what they're doing, just kind of look it over. And Sarah emailed me, rustyonline777@gmail.com, and she's paying how much is it? $158 a month for mortgage protection and life insurance. She said, Rusty, I can't afford it. Can you work something out for me? Can you help me out? I got her down to, it was 150 something. I got her down to $27.41 today. So, because if you don't know the life insurance guys, they oversell. And I don't want to do that with you. You're my family. You're my friends. And I want to take care of you. And I want to get this company of mine going. And so if you've got questions, if you want somebody honest to help you out, just email me, rustyonline777@gmail.com. And either I or one of my guys will get back to you and we'll do it. Okay? Let's see here. Bill has shared the video. Joyce is in Cincinnati. Harold is there. Nikki checking in. Suzanne from Kentucky. Sherry from the Space Coast. How you doing, Sherry? Dale is a Washington State deplorable and reprehensible listening. Thank you. Michael is a Missouri deplorable. Carol is from Michigan. Vada is from Pennsylvania. Raleigh says, don't forget to share, everyone. I agreed. Share the video. Amanda's from Tennessee. Leaf is from Missouri. Ruth Ann is from Conyers, Georgia. Jason checking in from Venice, Florida. Bobby Lee from Forest Hill, Texas. Rolly is from Orange County, New York. And so on and so on and so on. Okay. A lot of things happened today. But I want to play a quick game of You Make the Call. I know there are a lot of people who are Alex Jones fans. And I'm not one of them. But I do believe that he has a right to free speech. I do believe that the way the media has been handling him and working with him has been wrong. However, there is a bit of decorum, I think, that you should have when you're dealing with certain people. So I'm going to play you a quick clip from today, Alex Jones was very upset that he was not invited to speak at a hearing in the Senate talking about with Twitter and talking about social media. Now, you know what? He probably should have been invited. I'll give him that. But is this the way to treat a United States senator, and is it going to help his cause? Do you think he was cool, or do you think he made an ass of himself? You make the call. Let's play the clip.
For them not to comply with any efforts to sort of go after freedom of expression.
What about the Democrats purging conservatives?
She's
not answering him. Just the Republicans are acting like it isn't happening. Thank God Trump is.
Well, it's weird, man.
Oh yeah, it's really weird. There's no purge of conservatives.
I don't know.
There's no shadow banning.
Who is this guy?
Are you concerned about bias in social media?
Yeah, who's this guy? We deplatform.
Are you concerned about bias in social media?
Well, I think the bigger bias is against freedom of expression. Everybody should be. There's a look. I support going after.
It's happening here, but you say I don't exist.
Is that a heckler or a press gaggle?
Look at this guy. He's saying that I don't exist, and they're deplatforming.
I just don't know who you are, man. I don't read weird websites.
Sure, and they demonize me in these very hearings, and then he plays dumb. Here's the question. Infowars.com, you know what it is.
Okay, so you can hear Alex getting his kind of interrupting the interview, getting his website in, obviously being disrespectful to Marco Rubio. Now you got to go. Does Marco deserve to be ridiculed, or do you think that it was inappropriate? Now, what Marco was saying was, I think we should have freedom of speech on all sides. I agree with that. Obviously, Alex is upset, but he's getting in the way. This is what he does. So, again, I want to get your take. Do you think Alex Jones is appropriate or inappropriate here with Senator Rubio?
Does Google, does Facebook, does
That's
Twitter,
why you
do
get
they need to be
elected.
regulated like do they need to be regulated?
Marco Rubio, the snake. Little frat boy here.
All right, man.
Yeah.
Well, who are you, man?
Yeah,
Who's
sure.
this guy? I swear to God, I don't
You
know
better
who you
hope
are,
you can
man.
deplatform me. Tens of millions of views.
Infowars.
Bigger than Rush
Infowars.
Limbaugh. He knows who Infowars is.
But
Playing this joke over here. That's why the deplatforming didn't work.
But here's the question. Here's a question.
Hey, don't touch me again, man. I'm asking you not to touch me.
Well, sure, I just patted you nicely.
I know, but I don't want to be. I don't know
You want
you,
me to
man.
get
I don't know
arrested?
who you are.
It's not just good
You're
to
not
take
going to
my
get
First
arrested,
Amendment.
man. You're
It's
not going to
just
get
enough
arrested. I'll
take my
take
First
care of it
Amendment.
myself.
Oh, he'll beat me up.
I didn't say
You
that.
didn't know who I
either.
am, but he's
I'm
so
just saying.
mad. You're not going to silence me. You're not going to silence me.
Okay, now, again, Marco Rubio has a right to say, hey, don't touch me. He's obviously frustrated. He's obviously ticked off. And then Alex Jones goes right into, well, you're going to beat me up? I'm gonna call the cops kind of deal. You tell me. All right? We'll play there's another minute of this. I want your take. You make the call. Is Alex Jones doing the right thing by speaking truth to power, or is he making an ass of himself? And by the way, truth to power, thumbs up. If you think he's doing great, thumbs up. If you think it's wrong, give it that frowny face. Let's see what you think. All right? Here we go. Back to the clip.
You are literally like a little gangster thug.
There are people in this country who
Gangster
feel
Rubio
thug.
threatened to physically take care of me.
there are people who
Look at
feel
that.
that they're being
You already
they
got rid of
are
my First
being
Amendment.
silenced. They feel like
He tells you China's the problem, which it
by
is,
these
but
big
they're taking
companies
our
like
free speech
Google,
right now.
social media platforms, Facebook,
There goes Rubio.
Twitter. Do you believe that these platforms need to be regulated like a public utility, and how do you go about doing that?
Well, I prefer not to. I prefer competition take care of that. But obviously, we're going to watch closely to make sure that these tools that are being used. I mean, one thing is to say we're going to go after foreign interference designed to sow instability.
But it's already going on here.
Another thing is to
The
say we're
Democrats
going to
are
go after
raping the
free
Republicans.
speech. Because at some point, someone
The
has to make a
Democrats are raping
determination. What's the
Infowars.
difference between, misinformation from abroad and differences of opinion within the United
and
States?
that's
It's a
happening
very
here.
fine line, and that's something we need to be careful about. We don't overreach in that direction.
But then he doesn't know
so
about
these
Infowars being
companies
banned. He doesn't know
have
about
to
the
be
top
very
story in the
careful about
country.
how they not just how they apply that within the United States,
Infowars.com
but they don't become
is better than
agents
ever.
of authoritarian regimes abroad to crack down on free speech, because
I wonder why Rubio got so
there's
mad
a
at me and
there's
threatened
a
me
there's a
physically.
balance between what is free speach and what people disagree on.
Poor
During
Rubio.
the hearing,
Yeah, man, I got to go to the committee.
Exactly.
You guys can talk to this clown.
Oh, yeah. Look at this little frat boy. So cool.
Okay.
Back to your bathhouse. Compromise at the bathhouses. There goes Rubio, little punk.
Do you think Alex Jones did himself any good there? Now, Matthew says Alex is being wrongfully silenced. Dottie says, Alex, speak it. Sherry checking in saying hi. Diane says, I don't like people who interrupt and won't give a person the right to speak. Jesse checking in from Lafayette, Indiana. Dottie says, love Alex Jones. He's a true patriot. Owen says, USA. Bill doesn't care for Alex. Rolly says, all he had to do was answer the questions and not clown around. I heard little Marco kind of threatened him near the end. I wouldn't say that. Suzanne says, the guy interrupting is just being obnoxious. Lorraine says, Alex goes over the top. Here's the problem. And Bill is right. This is not Alex's interview, and he was being obnoxious. Here's the problem. Yes, Alex has been affected. I've been affected. The great folks at Right Wing News have been affected. The wonderful people at Liberty One TV have been affected. You've been affected. Our families have been affected. Alex Jones isn't the only victim here. Yet Alex Jones wants to make it about himself. And as he's sitting there talking about little Marco in the bathhouses, Infowars.com, getting his commercial, Infowars.com, doing everything he can. Let him tell you one thing. I'll call the police. Marco's going to try to beat me up. Infowars.com. He's not doing himself any favors. And what he's doing is making it more difficult for all of us. Now, if I'm Marco Rubio, I'd go, screw that guy. And I'll tell you what, I screw all those guys. I'm not going to help them. I mean, what would you do if some guy just ambushed you and you're actually on his side? Marco Rubio is actually on Alex Jones's side. Okay? But Alex Jones went out of his way to go and make it so that Marco Rubio wasn't going to like him. And he does this all the time. And this is why I don't like Alex Jones. Let me bring up another one. Let's see if I can find Alex Jones and Michelle Malkin. This is the one place where I decided I was done with him. I'm not sure if I can find this quickly. I should have pulled this up before. Yeah, here we go. Alex, okay. Do you like Michelle Malkin? Bill says when they take him off the air, that's censorship. Doesn't matter who he is. Matthew, I agree with that. But he didn't have the right to go in and interrupt a United States senator. I mean, he's just as bad as the people on the left interrupting Kavanaugh. Right? Or no? Jason says Alex Jones just hurt all the other small, independent, fair reporters. Yep. Joe checking in says, love the show. Thank you, Joe. I appreciate it. Lorraine says it's a whole lot too Democrat behavior for me. I agree. All right, so let me ask you this. Do you like Michelle Malkin? I've been a big Michelle Malkin fan for a long time. Do you think Michelle Malkin is a racist? I never have. Peggy said Alex made me not want to ever listen to what he has to say. Totally immature. I agree. I want you to look at Alex Jones attacking Michelle Malkin. I think it was at the convention. I forget when it was. It was a few years ago. But to me, this told me everything I needed to know about Alex Jones. Watch this.
Torture. How do you support torture, for God's sake?
You dirty anti-American that doesn't believe in free speech. Shame on you coming out here. Shame on you want to put us in camps, you little monster. You little fascist piece of trash. That woman says put anybody that disagrees with the government in a camp. She wrote a book called The Case for Internment. She wants the shadow government based here in Colorado. She wants it to take over.
Okay, so he's going after Michelle Malkin, who's about 5'2". About 5'2". If she weighs 100 pounds, I would be shocked. I've never met him, but he looks pretty, he looks chunky. And he's in there saying, you're a racist. And he's getting a mob together to go after Michelle Malkin for only one reason. To get people to watch him and to get a video. Just to get attention. Now, Michelle Malkin, if you don't know, I think she's from the Philippines, I think. Sherry doesn't know her. Michelle is one of the great conservative writers, thinkers, commentators of our time. Other than Alex's big ego, they probably have a lot in common. Dottie says, so what is this Attack Alex Jones show done with you? Bye, Dottie. I'm not attacking Alex Jones. I'm saying what he does not help the cause. it helps Alex Jones, and then it hurts everybody else. It's the same thing, with what the left is doing with Kavanaugh right now. I love the fact that they're going in and they're interrupting a hearing. And I love the fact that the Democrats aren't stopping them. Why do I love it? Because I love chaos? No. Because average, everyday Americans are seeing this in action, and they're going, these people are insane. These people are unhinged. We can't elect these people. We can't elect a Cory Booker or Pocahontas or Kamala Harris. These people are nuts. And instead of saying, hey, sit down and shut up, Democrats, you're not helping us. You resistors, you're not helping. You're making things way worse. They're not doing that. They're winking and smiling. Winking and smiling. For example, this is kind of interesting. 2 photos today of a woman, and my friend Jodan Gorman put this up. Whoops, let me get rid of this here. So, this is in Washington, D.C. today, and this woman is getting something from this guy, apparently. Okay? Now let's go to the next one, and it's a Zoom. It appears that he is handing her money. Now, maybe she's handing him money, but it looks like he's got stuff here to hand to her. Right? Now, tell me what you think. Does that look like he's handing her money? That looks like wadded up money to me. That looks like money to me, too. Okay? Then, a little bit later on in the day, here she is getting arrested in the hearing. Okay, that was just what happened today. Now, from what I understand, they were pulling out people almost one a minute at this hearing. That's how bad it was. Cory Booker, Sherry says, Cory Booker, does he know David Duke? Jason says, guess, doesn't look like she's looking for a light. Bill says, I don't like censorship of anyone, but I choose not to follow Alex better than censoring. And Bill, I agree with you 100%. I'm not saying take Alex Jones off the air. I'm not saying don't listen to him. I want people on the Alex Jones right. I want people on the Rick Maddow left. I want to have people be heard all over the country. I want all voices to be heard. I want less silencing. I want less censoring. You know, you want to burn your Nike shoes because of Colin Kaepernick? That's up to you. Nike wants to destroy their company? That's up to them. But we don't need the government, and we sure as hell don't need Facebook and Twitter and Google telling us what we can or cannot see. And that's my problem. Bonnie says the video feed is bad on her computer. Sorry about that. Sherry thinks that she is handing the money to him. Oopsie. My light just dropped. Excuse me. I'm smacking my table too much. Go back to the way it was. If you didn't like the message, you change the channel. Allow them to do it. Okay, Sherry says that woman is handing the money to the guy. Let me go back to the... Let's go back to the videotape. All right, let's go back to the picture. Obviously, let me go full screen and see if we can get it even bigger. Okay. I mean, he does look like an organizer guy back, but she does not look like a big organizer. I can hear you, but I'm not seeing you. Anyone else? Asks Peggy. I'm here. I'm here. I'm just kind of looking at this. Okay, so right here looks like to me some kind of exchange is going on. Now, he looks like he is some kind of an organizer with all the envelope and the backpack. Maybe not. You know, maybe he's a guy just accepting money. I don't know. Then you do a close-up. And the question is, I mean, we really can't tell. Oh, let's be honest. I can't tell. I don't know if he's handing it to her or she's handing it to him. Matthew says it's bail money. But it's undeniable looking at that dress and the haircut and the woman. That's the same dress. That's the same haircut. You know, that's the glasses. See, can we see glasses on the? Can't see the glasses, but that's the same woman. The payer in that line encourages them to get arrested. Now, here's the other thing. You know, from what I understand, they're not being really held accountable. I mean, to me, there's freedom of speech, and then you want to interrupt a senatorial hearing? If you ask me, I think they should be going to jail. And it shouldn't be just an overnight thing. This should be, 6 months in prison. Learn your lesson. Keep your mouth shut on something like that. If you don't like what's going on, protest outside. That's okay. But the idea that you're going to go in and interrupt a Supreme Court nominee, I don't remember us doing that to Sotomayor or Justice Kagan. I don't remember that. Do you? Okay. Brad said, let's see here. Bail money. That's a decoy. Let them reap what they sow, says Chris. Paid to cause disruption. I say she's taking it, says Diane. Sherry says he's starting to count it. Nope, you're right. He's the guy paying the money. Why did not security check this out and not allow them into the room? Elaine says, paid protester. Why else would you make a fool of yourself? Those have a job, have much more to do. I mean, I don't have time to do that. Do you? By the way, here's another one of these people that are always looking for something, always looking to cause trouble. She got her 15 minutes right when Trump got arrested. Linda Sarsour arrested for disrupting Brett Kavanaugh's Supreme Court confirmation hearing. Classy. But that's not all. The same woman has a video where she's talking to all of her Democrat friends. Take a listen to what she has to say. Again, this is somebody that was in charge of the Pussy Hat parade, as I recall. Sherry says, I did not know you could get paid protesting. Oh, Sherry, you have not been paying attention. So disappointed Americans are accepting money for their integrity, says Sandy. Gracie says the voice is horrid. But Rusty, if they go to jail for any length of time, conservatives need to be ready for how the liberals will pay it back. Well, that's true. Okay, so let's take a look now at the woman that got arrested, who was in charge of the big pussy parade. Sorry, that's their word, not mine. Right after Trump got elected, and she's got a message to Democrat voters. Let's go to the tape.
Assalamu alaikum, Cincinnati. You are in a very important state. Ohio is a key state. We need you to vote. I don't care what you think. I don't care if there are not candidates that you like. I don't need you to like them. I need you to vote Democrat in Ohio in November 6, 2018.
Okay. So, salam alaikum. A nice Muslim welcome. Telling Ohio voters how important it is to vote for Democrats. Even if you don't like them, still vote for them. Doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is disrupting the country in a direction that didn't work under Obama. Let's see here. Brenda says, what's sad is they're protesting so they can kill babies. Here's the truth, okay? Whether you like Kavanaugh, you don't like Kavanaugh, you're a conservative, you're a liberal, they're not going to overturn Roe v. Wade. Not going to do it. And I don't care who Trump puts in there, they're not going to do it. I'm not a fan of the law. I'm not a fan of abortion in any way, shape, or form, but it's not going to be overturned. Judges in the Supreme Court aren't going to do it. It's not going to happen. And us conservatives need to kind of stand up and say to the liberals, guys, I don't know what you're yelling about. I mean, that's what you're raising all your money on. Oh, he's going to overturn Roe v. Wade. No, he's not. Trump's going to put gays into concentration camps. No, he's not. I mean, all the lies, all the deception, all the hypocrisy going on in Washington, D.C. It's sad, and it's annoying, and it's a lie. And here's what I want to know. When is it that Democrats will apologize for being wrong? How many times do they have to be wrong? Bush is going to lock up abortion doctors. Bush is going to, what was that? Cameron Diaz on Oprah show. Bush is going to make rape legal. Oh, you don't believe that one? Let's see here. Let's see if I can put it up. Diaz, Bush, rape legal. Let's see if I can put that, find that. Video, sex crime, Diaz. I don't have time to find it. Maybe if I do Cameron. No, wasn't it on Oprah? I think it was on Oprah. Watch Oprah have a Mary Tyler Moore Makedown. Okay, one last one. Oprah, Bush, make rape legal. No, I can't find it. It's there. I just don't have time to look for it. Again, as Sherry says, they don't have reasoning. That's right. It's not. This is all about emotion. This is all about. I talked about this before. I really do believe that many Democrats are suffering from post-traumatic stress disorder. Now, we laugh about it and we kind of joke, but I think there's something serious going on. When you take a look at a soldier, a police officer, somebody who's been in a traumatic situation, and they have PTSD, how does that happen? What happens is they see something or something happens to them. There's an emotional connection that locks into their brain. And whenever they see something similar or think of something similar, that emotion, that horrible emotion, that horrible event comes right back and it relives itself over and over and over again. And I think that on election night, they were so sure that Hillary was going to win. They were so positive. They were so narcissistic, egotistical, so smug, so sure that moment when Hillary lost and Trump won, I think that was an emotional setback. And every time they see Trump, hear Trump, talk about Trump, that comes back. And I think it is a severe disorder. And I think that the party members of the Democrat Party are now feeding that. And they're living off that. And they're hoping that they're going to win elections. But I think there's some real people suffering. And I think I'm right. I don't know. Tell me what you think. Let's see here. Sherry's buying my book for. Yes, do that, Sherry. Yeah, my book, if you haven't seen it. 7 Ways to Win Political Debates for Your Liberal Family and Friends and Still Keep Them as Family and Friends, written by Rusty Humphries. Available at Amazon in paperback and in Kindle, and the audio version at audible.com. Or I think you can also get Audible on at Amazon. Not very expensive. How many pages? 74 pages. 74 pages of interesting insights, lessons, love, and laughter. I just made that up. But it's a good book. I think you'll like it. Go check it out. Nettie says, when Hillary called us all deplorables, it made us mad. It did make us mad, but it energized us. It wasn't a traumatic experience like I think the Democrats experienced. What's PTSD? Post-traumatic stress disorder. So it's after a trauma. It's a stress disorder. I'm not a doctor, not a psychiatrist. I have seen people, I know people that have suffered it in the military. It is real. And it's awful. I'm not excusing the behavior of the Democrat Party or the resistance members, but I am saying that something is seriously, seriously off here. For example, activists holding a protest at the during the Kavanaugh confirmation today. Take a look at this in D.C. This is what they're doing. Reproductive freedom for all is one T-shirt. And then they've got the handmaiden tale costumes there, trying to suggest that it would be conservatives that would enslave people. Conservatives don't do that. That's kind of a Democrat thing, liberal thing. Yeah, reproductive freedom for all, NARAL. And they just sat there in the Senate building. Yeah, Timothy calls it President Trump.
This is Sabrina Williams with ACT TV. You are watching live from Washington, D.C., the Hart Senate office building. Protest of the Brett Kavanaugh Senate confirmation hearings going on this week in Washington, D.C. There are, as you can see, protesters behind me. They are from NARAL, from Unite for Justice, and other organizations. Brett Kavanaugh there's a lot at stake with this nomination, from reproductive rights and abortion access to environmental protections to worker protections to the question of money in politics. There's so much at stake with this Supreme Court.
So just take a look, and this is a MoveOn.org ACT TV, so this is a liberal reporter. So much is at stake. So much. Reproductive rights. Basically, ladies, if Kavanaugh gets in, he's going to force you to have those babies. If not, he's going to kill you. He's going to murder you. If you're gay, he'll have you shot. If you're transsexual, he'll have you shot. If you're a worker, he'll have you shot. If not, he'll enslave you like they did on Handmaid's Tale. That's on Hulu. Streaming now. Go see it. It's ridiculous. The emotional plea, but here's the thing. And here's what's scary. These kind of emotional things can work. The good news for conservatives is they're taking it way too far. If they would back it up a little bit, we would be in big trouble. Not because we're wrong, but because these kind of emotions work. People don't want to hear facts. They don't want to hear figures. They want to be emotionally led. And these kind of emotional terms work, except they've taken it too far. Let's hear just a little bit more.
Court nomination, and these protesters are here to speak on behalf of the majority of the American public, to say we don't want Brett Kavanaugh. He does not represent the majority's opinion. Brett Kavanaugh is one of the most unpopular Supreme Court nominees in recent American history. There have been protests yesterday, last week. There will be continuing protests this week. Stay with us. We are live again from Brett Kavanaugh Senate confirmation hearings. This is Sabrina Williams, and you're watching ACT TV.
Okay, now, like I said, now let me ask you. Did you see anything that Brett Kavanaugh said or did today that was far out of the mainstream, as they're suggesting? Anything? I'd like to know what you think. Let's see some of your comments here. Doop, doop, boop, doop, doop. Sherry says, you're so cool. Well, Sherry, I think you're cooler. Thank you. Matthew says, the representatives of the Democrat Party are no longer mentally, emotionally, or professionally fit. Yeah. Peggy says, I believe you're right. I hear it in their voices. It's very sad. It is sad. And it's sad that they've, again, part of the problem is that it's this echo loop, and they talk to only their friends and other people suffering from, we call it Trump derangement syndrome, but I think there really is some mental conditions going on, and they keep feeding. They're not looking for help. They're looking to feed the beast. Sheila says that's what liberals do. They call names. It doesn't bother me anymore. It's what people do when they, for some reason, if your comment is more than like a line, for some reason I can't bring it up. I'm sorry. So think about that when you type to me, if you would. John says, I watched my uncle have a flashback from Vietnam. I thought he was going to kill everyone in the room. Sorry to hear that, John. Rolly says it's the result of everyone getting a trophy thing. They never learned to deal with disappointment. Bill says, I went to Vietnam. I don't have PTSD, but some of my battle buddies do have it. I know people from Vietnam that have it. I know people from Iraq. And I'm talking strong men. This is something that, isn't just, I don't think it's made up. I think it's a serious thing. I do. Sally says, yes, they cry over everything. John says, why are they even trying to bring up abortion? He's already went on record saying Rose is law. Oh, you mean Roe versus what? He did. He talked about the precedent of it. And that it was law, and it already has been there, and there's not much you can do about it. Sally says they were loud. It was uncalled for. They don't represent me. A Democrat senator wants Kavanaugh to take a DNA test to prove he's not Hitler. They were screaming like banshees. Let's see here. Not very many people protesting. That's true. For this to be a big thing on the left, not a lot of people there. I mean, we can count them. Let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 there. So let's say 30. Is there maybe 100 in that circle? Looks like a little less than 100. Yeah. Just a little less than 100. Rosemary joining near Lexington, Kentucky. Hey, Rosemary, how you doing? James wants to know, how does reproductive and abortion fit together? Nothing productive about abortion. Act TV, Who the Edge has Act TV. I'm sure it's just an online thing. I'm an online thing. Alex Jones is an online thing. More people are becoming online. And you know what? I respect that they have that. Now, I wonder how much money they have when they're working with, NARAL and these other big organizations that get a lot of Democrat money. I promise you, we're not getting a whole bunch of money. That I promise. John says, I believe he gave very good descriptions of what he was all about, and every stance he's pro-Constitution. Arthur says, the one and only thing to worry about is Roe v. Wade, which is an excuse for birth control. It's like a Hillary rally. Yep. Jana is from Thorndale, Texas. That's true. Okay, let's see what else. Do I have anything else that's good? Anything else I want to share with you today? Not really. Let's see here. Anything else? I had a bunch of stuff today. Yeah, one protester removed every minute. Oh, this is good. So it looks like The Godfather, again, Barack Obama's handpicked former chief of staff, Rahm Emanuel, who is the mayor of the city of Chicago, and that's almost a lifetime position. It is a super powerful position, and you become mayor of Chicago, you're there for a long time, unless you really suck. And it appears that Rahm Emanuel really sucks. A video of people protesting Rahm Emanuel in Chicago.
So you say that he cares more about the illegal immigrants that are in the city than the African Americans?
I said exactly that. He cares more about non-citizens, African Americans. We're citizens, and our ancestors built this country.
He got some good things, but I think he don't step up and come to the people where the crime is. You know what I'm saying? The crime.
We put him in office. African Americans made the difference in the last mayoral election. It's just ruthless for him to just write us off.
We have to make sure that President Trump recognized that not everyone believes that Chicago is a Trump-free zone. If he's serious about helping the people in Chicago, especially on the west side of Chicago, I accept his help.
This mayor does not have a vision that includes us. He has locked us out, even though we put him in office.
Chicago marks its 300th homicide of the year.
Wow.
Planners hope to highlight the city's inattention to the needs of its low-income residents and the gun violence they feel is a byproduct of that neglect.
Do you think Mayor Rahm Emanuel has failed Chicago?
Well, Ron Emanuel, first of all, is a con man. His whole job is to keep black folks divided.
No, he doesn't care about anybody but the people in his neighborhood and his family.
City's in financial calamity. The organization in the city of Chicago is just complete disarray. No matter which angle you want to audit or look at, Chicago is a complete mess.
There would be more calls for his resignation if, number one, he didn't have a lot of friends in high places. President Obama, Hillary Clinton, and the governor of Illinois, even though he's a Republican, who's a personal friend. All three of those people, if any of them called for his resignation, he'd be out. Every other city seems to be as much as we're having these problems, every other city's police department doesn't seem to have the same problems as Chicago.
This mayor has been very effective in doing what's politically expedient for him. After the Laquan McDonald police cover-up was revealed, he used the taxpayers' dollars, hundreds of thousands of dollars he used to put together a blue ribbon panel to go out and do a national search. They vetted candidates from all over the country. They came back with 3 proven reformers. He threw the names out. He suspended the rules in city council and picked a guy that he knew and he felt comfortable with. Illegitimacy.
All right. So Rahm Emanuel has announced that he's not going to be running for re-election, and we can see why. But again, this is a guy who beloved in the Democrat Party. Oh, Hillary Clinton, Barack Obama, they love him. The elites loved him. And again, more proof that the Democrat Party is the party of the racists, not the Republican Party. Just more proof. All right. I was so thankful to be able to help somebody today, and I want to help you. I want to help you get financially fit. And if you are don't have life insurance as part of your physical fitness plan, it does eliminate a major source of stress instantly. Like Danica Patrick says, don't procrastinate. It's time to get it done. If you're not quite sure if you're protected properly or if you want some insight, some help, I'd be happy to talk to you or have one of my guys send you some information or talk to you on the phone for a couple minutes. Email me, rustyonline777@gmail.com. rustyonline777@gmail.com. What is that? rustyonline777@gmail.com to find out more about how we can help protect your life and your family and your home and your mortgage. Okay, let's get on that right away. rustyonline777@gmail.com. Also, liberty1tv.com. Great place to go get some great swag for just showing the world that you're a patriot. Get coffee and coffee mugs, and just go there and use promo code RUSTY at the checkout and you'll get a discount. It's 20% or something. Also, when you're online, make sure that nobody can steal your online browsing history. Do yourself a favor and go to virtualshield.com/rusty. Find out what a virtual private network can do for you and your family to make sure that no one's able to steal your online browsing history. Please go and do that for yourself right away. And keep checking us out here. I'm here Monday through Thursday, 9 p.m. in the East, 6 p.m. in the West, except I don't think I'm going to be here tomorrow. I got a big appointment I got to go to. All right, Bill O'Neill loves Danica. Sherry says good night. Rahm Emanuel's a political joke. I think he's done more to hurt Chicago than anybody else. Rolly says, good night, America. Play for New Orleans and Florida. Yep. Amen, brother. That's it. My name is Rusty Humphries. We'll see you next time right here on the Rusty Humphries Rebellion.